old white lady. He said, "Hey, are those your little color?" She said, "Hey, is those your little colored babies?" And the way she said it was so much sweetness in her voice. Like, "Hey, I'm just using the word that we use in our time frame." And I'm like,
I'm sorry.
Yes, these are my kids. But no, if the way this lady said it, she was trying to be as nice as she can be. She said, "Hey, are those your little colored babies?" I mean, she had this smile on her face like, "Your babies are beautiful. I love this little family right here. Are those your little colored babies?" Now, how you get mad at this old lady because she's using the word that everybody in her time frame used?
How to push her down.
Hey, she got the. Hey, Terrence, I understand your issue, man. Because with the N word, nobody ever really says it endearingly.
Exactly.
What's up? What up? What up? Welcome to another episode of Apartment 4A. Fellas, how y'all doing?
Doing good, doing great.
Can't complain, man.
Good, it's good. Terrence,
doing great, doing good.
Let me go to JP then. JP, right.
Yeah, we blessed to get out of school safe. Want to send a special prayer to the students and people in Texas. You still can't forget about the people in Buffalo. So you got to continue to keep both families, both states in your prayers, man. One thing about America, we tend to forget when tragedy happens to us a lot. So, still keep them in our prayers.
Preach, Deacon. Preach. Mr. Kelly, anything happened this week, man? What's going on?
Nothing besides work getting on my nerves, man. That's it.
I see.
Oh, yeah. Also, my oldest started tennis last week, so me and Ashley pretty much putting all our eggs in that basket. She gonna be the next Serena Williams. So we making our retirement plans right now.
Let's go claim it.
Oh man, that's it. Claim it. I'll be thankful for Venus. You going for the super top?
No, we want Serena. We need that longevity.
Mr. Willie Beeman himself. What's going on?
I'm here. Hey man, everything's good. Everything's great. Hump day. Here talking about his kids starting stuff. I'm trying to kick my kids out come Friday. So that's how we doing.
Yeah. Terrence, what's good, bro?
Not a thing. Got a day and a half left of school. We kicking them kids out of that building.
I feel.
So I'm looking forward to it.
I bet.
Another one in the books.
Another one in the books.
At the door.
At the end of the day, we all the teachers line up and the bus line is waving. It's waving.
We get a little feedback, a little popping in your mic. You might have to, I don't know, you can turn it down or
okay.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, that sounds a little better.
A little better. So Terrence, let me ask y'all this. Do y'all wait till the kids are out of sight before y'all start popping up in the beers and stuff, or do y'all do it while they get on the bus?
Nope. 7 a.m.
Turn it up.
Got it in the coffee mug.
Just about 2 or 3 of them.
Hey, there you go. Hey, that makes sense. Practice makes perfect.
Well, Terrence, it was then it stopped. Put the headphones back on. Oh, for real, put the headphones back on. It was better, then it went away. So put the headphones back on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's right. I'm the coach, man. They get this stuff together.
You gotta hurry up, put it on, anime. Put it on, anime.
Is that better?
So we can hear you better. I don't know why I'm just doing it's like a little every time you talk, it pop a little bit.
I don't know. Let me jump off and jump back on.
Okay. Yeah, while Terrence come back on, everybody's talking about their little ones. We trying to get to our last game of T-ball. We got 2 left on the schedule, and every time we get ready to play that second to last one, it rain. We're
Right,
supposed
I'm
to
about to
play
say.
it.
Yeah.
So we still got this one. We got one Friday, but that one it keep getting rescheduled. About to be rescheduled for the second time. So we don't know when we're gonna finish.
Tell they're gonna cancel it, man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
since we are in here talking about sports, we're gonna jump straight into it after our update of Southern Miss. To the top, we have officially the regular season baseball Conference USA champion. We are hosting the Conference USA championship. I think we got UAB first. And so we still supporting them Golden Eagles. Hopefully they can pull out the Conference USA tournament champion
Yes, sir.
and maybe host a regional. That's the goal for right now. Uh, then we'll get to the World Series later. So yep.
To the top.
We going all the way, baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
Hey, so when we host a regional, we all gonna come and crash over Terrence's house
Come on.
and go to the regional.
We can go to I'm down. We host a regional. I'll go. Let's go.
I'm down. Yes.
Come on.
Let's go.
Eric said, "Damn, y'all."
Oh no,
That's fun.
no, man.
Eric didn't say anything.
Depending on what it
Eric was
is,
quiet.
Nah,
Eric said,
in my
anybody
head,
commit to that 5 hours.
Nah, in my head, I was like, man, this sounds like a good idea. I just ain't say that.
It's a great idea.
I'm tired, man.
The one idea I come up with that's good, you reject it.
I ain't rejected. It's TBD.
So jumping straight into it, since we all in the sports, let's talk about the state of college athletics or college sports today. At the ram or at the forefront of college athletics right now is NIL, which is name, image, and likeness. For those who may not understand what that is, college athletes are now allowed to make money based on their name, their image, or their likeness. In other words, they can't get paid to play technically, but if they want to be in a commercial or somebody want to give them a shoe deal or whatever, they can do all that. It has really turned up a lot of stuff. We got coaches out here fighting, coaches out here throwing the name game. We got people talking about they being paid to play. We got the transfer portal is wide open. Players are going everywhere. What is the state of college athletics today? Is it in a good spot? Is NIL worth it?
Was this the second year of it or the first year of it?
It's just the first year. It hadn't even been 12 months yet. I think they've been in there like right at 5, maybe 6 months.
And who won the national championship this year?
The football, Georgia won.
Yeah.
Georgia won last.
So the SEC is still doing what they've been doing.
Yeah. We hadn't seen if as far as football go, we hadn't seen if the landscape gonna change because of NIL, and you won't see it in the first year anyway. It ain't been enough people to move yet for NIL to take an effect in football. But I mean, there's a lot of players that are not going to where they traditionally went. Like this year, for the top, I think Alabama missed out on 4 or 5 of the top 5 recruits in the nation. 4 of them went to Texas A&M and 1 went to Jackson State. And so, Saban's a little hot. He's saying everybody paying players. They don't want to come play for him because he ain't paying them.
Oh, Saban
that's the thing.
Just old man.
No, look, the thing is, the quarterback for Alabama last year in July when they first were starting up everything, he got $800,000 in NIL money.
Right.
He had like $1 million now.
So like Nick Saban just ain't used to not being able to throw around that A and get people to come play for him.
Hey, but what classification was the quarterback in?
Which one? The for Alabama?
Yeah, they pay $800K.
This was the starter. I think this is second or third year.
Yeah.
Right.
This
See,
is
he paying the people that's on campus. He ain't paying the people that ain't made it to campus yet. Now
That's
he
his
ain't
fault.
complaining about the one that's on campus. He complaining about the one trying to get to campus,
Yeah. Hey, he got to throw that
you
bag
gonna,
out
which
you
there.
I
gonna
agree
start
with him
paying
on.
both of them.
Nah, man.
Nick Saban ain't got that. He ain't got that loan money in Alabama. Ain't nothing in Alabama. You know, all that oil money in Texas, all them rich folks in California and in Washington State. I mean, he ain't got that loan money. He got money. I ain't gonna say he ain't got money, but that loan money he ain't got.
I'm just saying. You saying he ain't paying people to get it's people. They getting some to come there. Like my boy, like my boy Shannon said, you got people coming from Hawaii, California to Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Whole
Yeah.
families
Yeah.
relocating to Alabama.
So, because when you look at it, man,
They cut my son finna play.
yeah. So when you look at it, everybody ain't gonna get NIL money
I
on the
don't
team.
think that's free.
It's only certain people that's gonna get it. So at the end of the day, as far as like your entire team, you ain't gonna have a whole team just not come to a school. Like it ain't gonna change your whole team up like that.
So with that, everybody's not gonna get NIL. Okay.
Yeah.
But can NIL, I won't say make it completely level, but at least change the field a little bit, so that some people can go, because the ideal is if I can go play at Alabama my freshman year and don't get no money, or I can go play at, Florida State and get 25,000.
But
I think it
That
depends on
make a
what
big
you want to
difference.
do.
yeah, but I think it still depends on you as a player. I mean, you still have to be known in some type of way, and you gotta be able to go out and get that deal. Because in most cases, these are contracts. You are trying to work a deal to do this. So I just every athlete can't have the expectation of I'm going to get an NIL deal.
Yeah.
You feel me? So now I feel in certain institutions, certain schools you go to, you may have a better. It may have more people, more staff to accommodate and probably help you with NIL deals. It's like Don Staley out in South Carolina. She was talking about. She did an interview about NIL deals, and she said she approached it by heading it off on the front end. She talked to her players like who's interested in getting NIL deals and whoever was. She said she set them up with an agent to handle it so they wouldn't have to deal with it once the season got rolling. So in that case, you go to that institution where she's gonna help you get it. Then so it's a lot of factors that go into it.
But here's the thing, NIL doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna get the big contract with like Nike or Reebok and nothing like that. I mean, you just want to go to a school where you can be the star, because you can get a lot of small local things. Just think, I mean, if you the star at Hattiesburg, you're not getting the money that you would in Tuscaloosa, but you the man. You all the little local shops you doing commercials for, and you can go everywhere, eat for free and all that stuff.
Yeah, Letha's will hook you up.
Hey,
You can be all up on them real commercials.
and the thing is, depending, like you said, depending on where you come from, though. Like if you somebody that been from a small little country town and never really had a lot, I mean, that little bit of money, be like, hey man, I want that. It's not about the millions of dollars. Sometimes it's just a couple thousand to change these little kids' lives.
So let me say this, right? Let me ask this question. If you going somewhere, you get an NIL deal, whether it's a big city, big program, a small program, the idea is that if you get an NIL deal, that means that you got some sort of cachet in that school or that program. What's the difference between the NIL deal versus how they would get you to come there anyway? Because I don't think that if you the star quarterback of a college program and you go to the coach with like, hey coach, I can't really think, man, my mom about to get kicked out, I ain't got no car, they're gonna be like, well, maybe when you get to the pros, you get some money, and then we can do for you. Like they're gonna take care of you.
Well, I
They
can
gonna
tell you
make
what
sure
the
you
difference is.
good.
You know what the difference is?
What?
It ain't no secret no more.
Yeah.
That's the whole difference.
Yeah. So with that being the case, who really is gonna? How much is that really gonna influence people's decision to go to one school over the other? Because
Well,
at the end
and
of the
see,
day,
that's what.
go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
JP.
Go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. Because I'm gonna say like you got a school like Texas. Texas always been had the longest money in the dog NCAA, and so I mean, is that really going to impact people who really want to win a national championship?
And see, Eric, that's what Saban is talking about. Like, for example, like Georgia. Georgia had 7 kids on the roster that had NIL deals more than 3 of their position coaches. So if
Yeah.
you tell an 18 and 19-year-old kid, how can I tell 18, 19-year-old kid what to do? And he has $800,000 NIL deal, and I'm only making 400,000, 600,000. And that's what Saban was trying to get out in front of, or try to bring to people's attention, that a lot of these NIL deals are being, everybody know the athletes get paid, but they giving them so much money up front, and that's what it's hard to compete with it when it's being so publicly open like that. And that's what Saban is fussing and cussing about. That's why Mac Luke retired. And you're going to see a lot of college coaches do that as well, because, it's hard to compete with kids like that, 19, 20 years old, who making that much money. You really can't discipline them. You can't control them because, if they don't like what you're saying, then they'll jump in the transfer portal next year and redo the whole thing over again. So, uh, the college game, a lot of coaches, especially talk to like State and Ole Miss and Troy, a lot of guys, man, they're thinking about jumping out the business because it's becoming too, you having to recruit your players not only when they get to college, but while they in college.
You gotta maintain them.
Oh yeah.
You
I
gotta
like
maintain.
that's coming from a coach, and the coach already know what the deal is, because he
Yeah.
teaching, he coaching high school, so he see the pain in saving eyes. But Quincy make a good point here. If they would have offered these students reasonable stipends back in the 90s, then
Yeah.
the NIL might not exist today. I mean,
Exactly.
because
They could have
in the
kept stealing.
90s, man, they were making big money.
Oh, they were
With
getting.
investment.
Oh, they were getting stipends now. Man, I'm back in the Jack and Sheriff days at Mississippi State. All them boys had Tahoes sitting on wings. Man, get some money from
On them
somewhere.
things, Willie.
that was work study money. That was work study money. right, Rod. That's why you got that Tacoma.
Right, NIL deal.
Hey, whatever I had to do to pay them loans off, that's cool.
But see, that's what people don't. I mean, that's the catch-22. And that's what colleges are struggling to find the balance. How can we make it? How can we make school financially reasonable for the average Joe, but also like volleyball doesn't make money, baseball doesn't make money, soccer don't make money. So the money that the colleges bring in due to the games, it doesn't go straight to football. They have to divide that up through every sport. And then the money that they divided to every sport, then it has to go back to the NCAA. Some of it had to go back to the NCAA. Some of it has to go back to the conference. And then some of it goes back into the building maintenance fund, the ground. So that money, it's a lot. But man, it get cuts and it gets split down to every pipe. But
Yeah,
that's the only way to.
Yeah, I think that's I think that's the reason for the NIL, the whole situation. We can't, because that was the big thing. Schools should pay the players. But my question was, well, how can you equally do that? Like JP was just saying, different programs get more funds. So how I'm gonna pay football players XYZ numbers, And then, okay, softball players, they want, how can you equally do that? So we do the NIL deal, where you go out, you independent, get your own contract apart from the school. So the responsibility is not technically on the university no more to provide those funds, but we will allow you to go out there and get those funds outside of the school.
So one of the things with the schools, the biggest issue to me with the schools paying people was them trying to decide whether college sports was going to be semi-pro or not. Because that's the difference. Is if you paying somebody to do something, you now a professional. You no longer a college athlete. And so it was just a thin line between, how we gonna pay them. And I'm with you as well, Willie. You can't expect a football player at Jackson State to get the same amount of money as a football player at Alabama. You know,
Yeah.
they nowhere near.
Not gonna happen, right?
Nick Saban make more a year than Jackson State whole athletic program. And so
Right.
there's no way they'll be able to compete with that. But here in the comments, Quincy make a good point, and we're going to get to it. He said, I think the transfer portal is a bigger problem for coaches than the NIL. Players can easily transfer to the highest bidder like a free agent. And that transfer portal is crazy now because, they have took away the rule that you have to sit out if you transfer to a school.
Right.
You can go,
yeah.
you can immediately play, and you can transfer as many times as you like. And there's no longer you transfer one time. You can transfer, every year if you want to, and play for whoever want to give you the most money, or play for whatever team hot at the time because you want to win a championship. So
that makes less sense to me than the NIL thing.
Yeah, I think that's going to, because a lot with that portal, they don't talk about a lot of kids that are just stuck in the portal. Because all kids that can get in the portal, they don't get out the portal. You feel me? So you got a lot of that too. So it's a
I think it's a lot of chaos right now, but like when it does settle, I think that like the kids that have good guidance and good mentorship, they'll get some good advice on how to handle that, and the ones that don't kind of fall to the wayside. Because just like before, you had kids that real talented, but maybe they got personal problems or bad habits or something like that they can't kick, end up costing them the opportunity. I think this would be the same thing. Kids that focus too much on the money end up fizzling out. Word get out, they hard to deal with or something like that, and they just won't make it to the league.
Man, I will say, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, man, you say that, but even now with the transfer portal, I mean, coaches they still put the word out on kids. And Southern Miss did a good job of talking about Southern Miss football. They did a good job this year of taking the transfer portal, but they also did a good job of background checking and finding out who was that tweener that wasn't gonna get. I mean, it's about relationships, and Southern Miss coaches and Mississippi State coaches had great relationships. So a lot of time these coaches push when they know a kid wasting a scholarship spot. They'll try to reach out and help the kid before it's brought to the kid attention that they're gonna get ready to cut them. I will say, a lot of schools that Southern Miss dealt with did that this year. So but when a kid jump out on their own, and you hear a lot of time your kids getting stuck, it's because the coaches didn't look out for them, and B, they didn't communicate with the coaches. The word of mouth still goes on, putting bad stuff on kids and putting good stuff. But yeah, I agree with Quincy too. The transfer portal is one of the biggest things because pay a kid all you want to, but I don't know. We getting away from the main principle of student athlete, which is student first. So I think I think all of it could be. You could put stipulations on everything. If you get your 4-year degree, then you're guaranteed this NIL. If you leave a school, now your NIL money or your money is reduced from 25%. You know, you could do some stuff like that to encourage kids to stay at one spot. And because, you know, my thing is we got to treat this like a real job. You know, you can't just every time you get pissed, quit a job here, quit a job there. Pretty soon ain't nobody gonna hire you. And you know,
So with that, JP, I would love to hear what some other guys got on what they could do to make it change. Because I think with the NIL, you shouldn't be allowed to get it if you're a freshman. Like, because you're getting paid on your name, image, and likeness. You ain't did nothing yet. We don't know if you're gonna be good or bad now. You just coming in, getting these contracts, doing whatever, and you come in, you be a bust. Now everybody mad because we paid you X amount of dollars to do this. You at certain programs you ain't even playing as a freshman, and in other programs you ain't doing nothing. And so I feel like you should be at least a sophomore or junior before you even qualify for NIL. And then and as far as the transfer portal, they gotta do something about it because like JP said, these guys are leaving just because I don't like this guy this time, or I didn't like these plays, or I want to do this. And the fact that they can lead every year or in the middle of the year and still be able to participate is crazy. But I'm not going to fuss too much on the transfer portal because Southern Miss basically built our whole team on the transfer portal. And like Mike said, the transfer portal can be good for players if you're under a coach that doesn't give you shine, and then you can go to a program that you can thrive in. Your exposure goes up, which is true.
Yeah.
You just gotta be careful, man. I think it is a
Yeah.
slippery slope. You know, it's telling people that you don't like something, you just leave immediately. You
Yeah.
gotta have some type of
But
regulation on it.
but I don't think you
Yeah.
can play if you transfer in the middle of the season. You can't play for that team. I think you have to sit out, don't you?
It depends on what part of the season you leave it.
Because we had a guy who went to Oak Grove. He was at Ole Miss, and he got in the transfer portal after the football season was over. But he tried to play baseball, and they wouldn't let him play baseball because he was already part of that one program at the other school, which was weird because it was a completely different sport. But they didn't let him play.
and see that because they trying to keep the competitors fair. You know what I mean? Because you do have schools that still recruit like baseball school, like you know, baseball doesn't only get like 11.7, 11.5 scholarships, right? So some schools, if they see a two-way player, they'll give them a football scholarship since they got 85 just to get their kid come play baseball. You know, yeah. So, and if a kid is real good in baseball, it ain't fair for him to, you know, if Ole Miss is banking on their kid in baseball, then he leave and go to Southern Miss and help them out that year. That's not fair. You know,
Yeah,
right?
it
So
wasn't
that's
Southern
why they
Miss. It was
try.
University. It was University of Florida. But got
I'm
Central
I'm
Florida.
sorry. I'm just giving an example, sir.
My thing is, especially with the transfer portal, maybe it should at least be this: you can't transfer within the same conference. I mean, because what it looked like, if you got all the plays, understanding everything from an offense or defensive side, regardless of the sport, at one school, you go to the rival school, that's kind of messed up. You know, that coach got to change everything. You come over there giving them ideas and stuff. You got to transfer outside the conference to at least keep it competitive.
Yeah, there's got to be
Well,
some sort of
Ryan,
penalty on it. Like, it's got to be.
look what happened with Georgia receiver. One of Georgia's wide receivers, it wasn't Pickens. It was the next one that played in that championship game. He transferred to go to Alabama.
Alabama.
Uh,
Yeah.
the reason why he jumped in the transfer portal is because he wanted to see who's going to give him the most NIL money, which was Alabama. You know, and like Eric was just saying, it has to be a penalty on this stuff.
Now Quincy has a good idea here. Um, they should have just allowed the players to get paid based on their jersey sales. If you perform well, then you generate more sales, which is
Yeah.
true. People buy jerseys based on how you do. And if you can just get a cut on what you sell, because that's you, that's your name, image, and license. It's you. You know,
Yeah.
you play good, you sell more jerseys. If you
Yeah.
don't, you don't.
Yeah. I mean,
Have they
it's
put some?
I
Have
would
they
say
put
it's
somebody
several
in front of
ways.
the? Have they put somebody in front of the NCAA 2K box yet?
They still haven't gave us a release date on that game yet, so they still trying to figure out exactly what they gonna do. I can imagine that person gonna get paid.
Man, you better get paid.
If post drop next year,
They supposed to.
Sure, the
Diego.
NIL stuff probably slowing it down, man. They're like, wait a minute.
Hey, what is?
We can't give all our money away.
Hey, I gonna say the NIL probably slowing it down. Like, wait a minute.
But that's gonna be the thing, you know. When you look at that game, all the players will get something out of it, but it's gonna be so many players, they are gonna
it
get
ain't
like,
gonna be
a nickel per sale. This ain't
A nickel per sale.
Yeah.
You know,
Or the
But
game
that
gonna
cover
be
fella.
$200 a game.
But that cover fella, he's gonna get some bank.
They ain't gonna put nobody. They gonna put NCAA.
They're gonna put a goalpost on the front of it.
the first couple fellas when they come back gonna be Nick Saban. Everybody,
Hey, there you go. They'll do that too. They'll put a coach on there.
Nick Saban and Deion Sanders.
with the Affleck duck.
Well, they'll make multiple cases, and you can buy you can buy them from the cases, right? And pick which one you want to buy.
Yeah. Shoot, they might just start putting the mascots on there. Be done with it.
hey, they should have to pay the school. You paying one person then, just a school.
They paying the school now, right? When they put
no school wasn't getting them for NCAA either. They were basically getting the rights from the school to be able to use their.
They'll buy the rights.
Yeah.
It's a money game.
Oh yeah.
Quentin say limit the athletes to one transfer only. Some kids been on more team than Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Hey.
That
was the Buffalo Bills long time ago.
It was a long time ago. They keep been on almost every team in the AFC North.
All of them.
Yeah, man. They're gonna have to do something, man.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out though.
I think
No, they ain't.
I'm kind of like Jay. I think they're just gonna let it just. I want to say run its course, but I don't see it getting just. I don't see them sitting down saying we're gonna put these restraints on it. We're gonna say this and that. I just don't see that happen.
Oh,
they're gonna say y'all ask for money. There you go. Y'all figure it out. They did that.
Already taken.
That's how I look at it. That's why I say like they like
to the legislation already.
It said let the schools figure it out. Y'all let the individual schools figure it out. Y'all put penalties on the left and right, but hey, we did our part. They cried for it. They begged for it. Y'all sued us. Go have fun.
They're looking right now for help from the House of Representatives and other legislators to kind of help them out with that.
Welcome to the blood.
They just gonna cancel it.
Cancel that football.
They gonna be like, hey, y'all
It's too violent anyway.
Y'all ain't gonna keep what you're doing now, or we just gonna do away with it. What y'all want to do? Ain't no milk.
Yeah.
They got some lobbyists. They paying some lobbyists some really good money to go up there and to lobby for it. So the legislature they're gonna make a decision for them.
Yeah.
So they paying some folks. They say I'd rather pay these people than pay these kids.
When these students start making more money than someone else, something gonna shake. It ain't gonna always be.
Yeah.
But see, but you look at it. You know, all of us work in a profession. How would you feel if you have somebody that, let's just say you over, that makes more money than you, and you know every time you tell them to do something, they're gonna look at you side eye. It's gonna be, and so if I'm a kid, if I go to Mississippi State, Alabama, Ole Miss, heck, even Southern Miss, if I'm Damian Fletcher or Michael Bowley at Southern Miss, and I walk into HPR 101, and my teacher, you know, Miss Blue ain't been here but a hot minute, and my NIL is more than her salary. She ain't gonna tell me what to do. I mean, it's
so speaking of that, then JP, should NIL deals be private? Should we know what they get? Because how you gonna complain about how much money somebody get or somebody don't get if you don't know?
How you gonna make it private though?
Yeah, it's gonna be information you can get. Though.
Yeah, it's gonna come out.
You can file it.
That's if the kid don't just come out and say it anyway.
Right.
trying to flex.
Right. That's gonna be hard, yeah, because these are young kids.
Yeah.
And if they riding in the Maybach around the quad,
They
he's
gotta
gonna keep it away.
Yeah.
they gotta change their name on it.
Exactly.
They got a chain.
video.
They got a chain and a bodyguard right beside them to make sure it's detected. We're gonna pick up on some clues.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, what's got that deal? Nah, they just
So
this my regular. This my regular.
Oh, you know how it is. This
Yeah.
this old man. I've been here, man.
They had that bodyguard. He grew up with
Hey, you had the 23 Maybach for a while, man. Like, yeah, man.
Quincy,
man.
I know a guy, you know.
Hey, Quincy on.
NCAA basketball actually needs NIL to keep these guys from jumping to the NBA. So it brings a good question.
What
Sport is going to benefit the more from NIL? Football, basketball, baseball. Like, I think basketball got a point because one and done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, NBA is trying to get rid of one and done. They're trying to go back to you got to stay in at least 1 year. I think if they get to it, they're gonna have to wait till Bronny get there because LeBron trying to wait on his son to get there.
Yeah.
Then they gonna change all the rules.
But see, like you saying, Rod, and like what Quincy said is true. I agree with it. You got to look at the longevity of the sport. Football, you're gonna probably be in the league 5 to 7 years if you're an average player. Only superstars go longer than that. So the opportunity to get in the NFL, with the draft picks and the players they play, you got better chances of making it. Basketball, them jokers ain't retired for 15, 20 years.
No.
18 years. It seems like it's now.
So every year you draft in the league, and you only have 12 roster spots. The chances of making it in the NBA is really slim to none. So you pay the basketball players, like you said, pay them, try to keep them there 3 to 4 years.
But I don't.
But
I think like basketball or almost any sport, if they're deciding to go pro, I really think they will opt out to take their chance to get the pro money and endorsements and what comes with that over an NIL deal. And that's not it. Now, of course, it will keep some players there.
Yeah.
But your top players, I mean,
yeah, they
change their rule on that one and done, they still gonna take their pro money first.
So I'm interested to see the time frame on NIL deals because if you play college basketball and you signed as a freshman, you signed the NIL for 2 years and then you go pro, you still obligated to that contract. I wonder how these NIL contracts are structured because how you gonna be playing for the Miami Heat and you gotta go fill obligations for JoJo's barbecue. $60,000.
Nah, he got not JoJo.
Probably got to buy.
The contract probably got to buy, or it's got a clause that states, as long as you're in the school in the program, your contract is active. But once you go to the next level of leave, they probably voids the contract.
I don't know, man, because the
folks that JoJo want to keep JoJo want them 3 years though. JoJo said you better come back down and get this barbecue plate every weekend and smile.
Yeah, because the thing is,
NIL, what's more beneficial? You playing in college basketball, and I got you as a superstar. Then you go to the pro. No, I don't want you to buy out my contract. I want the pro player down here now.
Exactly. I know, that's right? A better deal for JoJo's barbecue.
You better get this real plate.
Yeah. Now I got a pro player with his arms folded on the side of my building instead of a college player.
I don't know I don't know how those contracts are actually structured. To me, it would seem like on a season basis because I mean both are taking a risk more on the company or the individual that's giving the contract because it's like you never know with athletes. You don't know how good they're gonna be from one season to the next. Injuries happen all the time, so I don't think that I would think they are not giving long extended deals to these college players.
Okay, So as we take down this road for the NIL, we have to make a stop around the HBCUs.
All right.
You know,
Oh, let me hear my trombone.
Nick Saban brought up Jackson State and what Dion is doing down there. Several schools have picked up, especially football, have picked up pro NFL players, coaches, and some. I mean, Grambling, they got an NFL coach. You know, he wasn't not just a player; he had coaching experience in NFL. Is the HBCU or are the HBCUs making a turn back towards the 80s, or is this just fool's gold?
Hey,
JP,
I think
I
it's making a turn in more beyond athletics because like now, whenever we talk about projects or what you want to be, what you want to major in, I'm hearing more and more general students, regular students say, hey, I'm going to HBCU. I'm going to Jackson State. Jackson got like a good nursing program and stuff like that. Alcorn, they actually are looking into it. So I think HBCU on the rise up. Alumni of HBCUs need to kind of go ahead and put their money back into them programs because the interest is there. It's true interest, good interest.
Yeah, that state got one of the best engineering programs in the Southeast.
Yes, sir. They do.
Who do?
Jackson
State.
Yeah, my alumni.
Knowing what I know now, if I had known some of this stuff, especially when I started to go to school, I probably would have went ahead and went to Jackson State, knowing what I know now for the major that I went into.
Yep.
Yep.
I agree with you.
Same here, man.
I would have opted to do. I never even knew Jackson State had a civil engineering program until I got out of Southern Miss.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, because I would have being in the South doing architecture was cool, but you would get more jobs and more opportunities on the civil engineering side. So I would have definitely opted out to do that.
Can we say these programs, not just the programs, these degrees, can we say that the increase in athletics is putting more eyes on the school as a whole? Like, are more people interested in going not just to play football or see football? Now I want to go because because the football team is doing well. I also want to attend the university.
Yeah.
Or
the atmosphere.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. Just like JP said, the interest has been sparked in a lot of kids that probably never even thought about it, And I mean, you got to give some of that credit. Dion, he brought a lot of attention to Jackson State, but along with that, you see a lot that's going on. He promotes Jackson State. He also helps promote the other HBCU. He had a video where he was trying to help Valley out and some things they were trying to get for the practice field. Mm-hmm. So it's that light has grown for the HBCU. So yeah, I like kids are getting that interest, and I think a lot of kids are like, why not? Why not take my talents to the HBCU?
Yep. And then they Jackson State anyway costs less than pretty much all other schools. So you go there, that's a benefit.
Yeah. And see, what we do, every time we go on a road trip, a pretty far road trip, we try to hit either HBCU or we just try to hit some type of college in that area. My first year at Columbus, we went to Tougaloo, and we rode around the campus, just showed them what was going on. Tougaloo actually opened the door, let us go in, eat in the gym, use the facility, whatever. And the guys were amazed, because they never knew all of this was in Jackson, and Tougaloo's a pretty campus. So
a gorgeous campus.
Huh?
A gorgeous campus.
Say what?
A gorgeous campus.
It is.
Nice.
It is.
Nice campus.
Yeah. And so so we had one kid, we had one football player actually go to Tougaloo because of that trip. And see, this past year we went to Valley, rode around Valley, and they were like, they were amazed at
Hey, what?
It was
Valley.
amazing. I'm rolling on. I'm rolling on. What I
He
say.
had to think about his words.
I gotta be
That was
careful.
man how nice the people was there.
They had some amazing food.
The food was
Yeah.
amazing. The lunch ladies they really love on their people.
Hey,
Amazed
shout
might
out
have
to
been a strong
Mississippi
word.
Valley State. Quincy, he went to Valley State, man. Shout out to Valley State.
Hey,
He know
man.
firsthand.
He about to get on y'all now.
Hey, Valley does have it has a very nice campus. It's just smack dab in the middle of Independence.
Smack dab in the middle of the country.
That's all you got there. That's all
Home of
you
the
got.
best wide receiver of all time.
Yeah.
Man, I taught Jerry Rice everything he know, so he good.
That was my coach Landfeld said he threw Jerry Rice his first football. That's the coach West Point. That's what he said. Nah.
First football ever.
I gonna take a man word for it. That's what he told him.
I'm sure everybody north of Grenada has a Jerry Rice store that they did.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that.
When he was talking about giving it up, I told him keep it.
I saw Jerry Rice. He was leaving camp. I said, "Stop, Jerry. What you doing? The people need you, Jerry." He went and scored 5 touchdowns the next game.
Man, I was walking down the street and I was picking up bricks. And you know what I said? Jerry, try this out. San Francisco.
Hey, if you can catch a brick, you can catch a football.
Exactly.
So HBCUs are they on the rise, man. It is gonna be interesting to see. I don't think a lot of people are transferring or deciding to go to the HBCUs for the money. I think they really have a genuine interest in being, around people of their culture. So
yeah, and bro, you can't the whole atmosphere. I mean, you can't beat it. It's different, especially coming up on football season and things like that. It's just, it's just a different feeling, So I get it.
With the stuff that Dion's been doing, not just at Jackson State, like he's gotten 3 school deals with Under Armour to do their uniforms. He's he got the suits at Jackson State. He's lobbying for Valley, like you said, Willie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not nobody here that's a Jackson State fan. I'm not trying to get rid of y'all coach, but I really feel like, man, they may consider making him the commissioner for the SWAC, because the stuff that he's doing, that's commissioner work. The commissioner needs to be doing stuff like that to make sure that all the schools have nice facilities, getting good uniforms and stuff like that. That's commissioner work. He doing this. He had another school. He going to other schools trying to Dion,
he about to run the SWAC for real.
Yeah, Dion has gotten the NFL to do an HBCU combine first time ever. Like all these years, I'm thinking, oh man, these people just ain't good enough to get to the NFL combine. To find out they just ain't inviting nobody from HBCU.
And then and like they had to get they could get invited to because like Southern Miss may invite players from all corners of Jackson State
pro day.
Pro day and participate, but they didn't have nothing. They wouldn't come,
right.
Just looking at the
HBCU. And then Dion got on the teams who didn't come down.
Yep.
Yep.
And so, that's commissioner work, man. It's like that's stuff your commissioner should be doing. Should be establishing new programs, new ideas to get your league exposure. And Dion, and I understand who Dion is. He's an NFL player. People are more inclined to listen to him or do something for him because of who he is. But still, you should have some type of. Well, there's been enough NFL players from HBCUs where they couldn't have gotten together and done the same thing.
Ed George gonna have to step it up. He ain't doing it.
Well, this is his second year at Tennessee State.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see how that goes. And you got who was at Grambling?
Hugh Jackson.
Hugh Jackson, that's right.
Yeah,
Hugh Jackson's at Grambling. And
Hey,
so,
man, it's gonna be some good swag football this fall. Like I say that.
I wonder if Tennessee State gonna try to move to the SWAC. They not in the SWAC.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
ain't.
They need to come on
but
over.
see, that's what you hate about Tennessee State. Tennessee State, their program was not in the same situation as Jackson State or Grambling. And you hate it for Eddie George because he's in a
Dang.
every week.
It was getting good.
It was
It was getting good. I'm like, let me figure out what's going on.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I didn't know this about Tennessee State. Let me hear.
He must about to tell something he was supposed to tell. They don't want
you give them too much information. Snatch.
See what?
Say, boy, you a head coach, boy, you doing too much. We was going to
But yeah,
we tell this to you, not everybody else. This is your information.
There you go. You all right?
Okay.
They were jumping on.
Yeah. My 2-year-old beat me up. My little boy beat me up, so I'm sorry. But I'm back. What I was saying, I forgot what I was saying.
You were telling us the state of the Tennessee State program that they wasn't in the same situation as Jackson State and Grambling.
Yeah, win-loss record and just overall recruiting and excitement. They went nowhere near. Jackson State always sold itself due to the Sonny Boom and Jackson and Grambling due to his history. But see, Tennessee State went on that level, and that's one reason why Deion tried to pull himself from playing Tennessee State, and you know what I'm saying. So all in all, because by them playing in Memphis, helped Tennessee State more than it helped benefited Jackson State. But I just hope Eddie George don't get a bad rep as a head coach, because he got to put his big boy pants on down there, man, because it's rough. There's no good football in Tennessee.
Well, that game in Memphis was bad for both the schools. Like, just money wise, like the company that was over the contract for paying them out for that game. Like, I know Deion was saying that with Jackson State, they didn't even cover their travel costs basically for that game. So they would lose money when they play that game.
Yeah, with it being on a neutral site, they have to split that money so many times. The school gets some, they get some, the site
get even more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
so,
both the schools was not getting no money. Deion came in like, what? You know, if the money funny, Deion ain't gonna go with it.
And so I think he only playing, as long as he there, he only playing one more year, then he gonna bag out of.
Yeah, he says the last year.
And Deion, one thing that Deion did that impressed me was he said he's not looking for those money games. He don't want to go play Alabama or Texas A&M just to fund the program. He said we looking to have a good season. We don't want them beat the sleep games. We want to play some teams that we can actually compete with and win. I mean, they lost to Louisiana Monroe by like 10. They had no beat.
So you trying to say he don't want to do a USM?
No, we don't want to do
USM do that every single year. A good old money game and get drugged up and down the field.
Yeah. USM. Now we'll play Valley this year. We didn't play Jackson State.
Well, the thing is, several seasons that Alabama game that USM play, they wasn't getting beat down like that.
Because they was like showing pity on them.
Man,
the defense. USM defense a little bit was competing.
For the first quarter, first 2 quarters, and after that, it was like, okay, let's show you what we really gonna do.
I mean, they wasn't blowing them out like that.
And that was
more of a USM issue because they just they don't
have that on.
About what?
They were just in a lull for a while. They just wasn't really, the head coach we had, he was just collecting his money, wasn't really doing much.
We had a real bad run in selecting coaches for 10 years. So we talking about Southern Miss and our coaching selection. Once we let Fedora go, no, who's the guy?
He left. We let him.
But who's the guy after him?
Ellis Johnson. Ellis Johnson.
The one after Ellis. Then what was the one after him?
The dude didn't start with an M or something. What was his name?
He was the offensive coordinator at Tampa Bay for a little while.
Oh, what's his name? He was terrible,
I
bro.
think he the offense coordinator. No, he wasn't bad. I think he the offense coordinator at Georgia now.
No, that's the guy we went to.
Not Ellis Johnson, the dude after him.
That's what I'm saying. The guy after Ellis Johnson was bad.
No, we went to a bowl game with him. 2 bowl games.
Went to a bowl game?
Yeah.
But who we had the back-to-back losing season with?
That was Ellis Johnson.
That was Ellis Johnson.
Nah,
Ellis
Ellis
Johnson, we
Johnson
won
went
0 games.
Huh?
Yeah,
We won no games with Ellis Johnson.
Ellis Johnson and the other dude still track.
what?
But we had to get together. Hopefully Will Hall will be
Monkey
was okay.
Monkey was not.
We went to a bowl game with Monkey.
Man, I don't remember that.
2 bowl games.
2 of them.
Yeah,
Monkey.
Ty Monkey. I know we went to 1. We might not have went to 2. I know we went to 1.
See, I'm gonna tell you what Southern Miss need to do.
What we need to do?
How you?
They need to
Let's
give
go.
me the job.
What
we
you gonna do?
almost
Yeah.
Tell me what you gonna do, Coach.
We gonna be
I got
national.
some eligibility, and I need an NIL deal.
I'm telling you.
Hey,
And I need some scholarship money. I need a little. I need a couple things.
we win the national championship if I get on. We're gonna be the first G5 school to win that championship. We're going after Bama with the NIL deals, man. Because people don't recruit Mississippi that they're supposed to. We got so much like when we was in school, you had J.Y., Fletch, all them guys, man. They were good. They just didn't have the SEC bodies. So that's what you got to go back out there and get them guys, man.
So Ty Monkey, he inherited the 0-12 team. We went 0-12.
And you went 0-12.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 0-10.
And next season with him, we were 1-11.
I knew Monkey was terrible too.
He wasn't bad. We had a 0-12 team. What you want him to do? He won that game.
Win more than 1.
He knew he was taking an 0-12 team.
So he won a game. He did better.
Game.
The next season, he went 3-9.
3-9.
Listen, the last season, he went 9-5 and went to the conference championship.
And he took off.
And he left became the offensive coordinator at Stanford.
But hey, opportunity with Jim Wright.
That fella said, "Look what I did! Look what I did!"
I went from 1-11 to 9-5.
Who want to take me?
Well, it's hard to change the culture. It's hard to change the culture, but you in college, you can recruit your culture. It's a difference.
So, he was on the right track. We just went to the conference championship. We went to a bowl game, but he left, and then we ended up with Jay Hopkins, and he just 500 coach. He ain't gonna do no more than 6-6. That's all we can get out of him.
Right.
That's how we were with Bowden.
What?
Yeah.
Well, Bauer, I mean, he became 6-6 toward the end, but he had the longest, he had the third longest winning streak in NCAA history for
he was doing that.
At his point, he wasn't doing bad. He just wasn't. We wasn't winning. I think, but now the year before he left, I think we won CUSA. We beat CCU. The whole goalpost thing, Rod Davis and all that stuff.
Yep.
Right. TCU was leaving. They were leaving the Conference USA, and they were ranked like number 6. And we beat them in the conference championship to knock them out of the BCS game.
And we about beat Cal up under him with Marshawn Lynch and Aaron Rodgers.
We every team that left Conference USA before us and was on the rise, we beat them before they left. Cincinnati, they was about to get BCS bowl. We beat them, knocked them out. TCU, same way. Houston was the last team. They were ranked like number 5 or 6. They were actually possibly gonna get into one of the New Year's Eve ball game. We beat them in the conference championship, knocked them out.
Yeah.
And then we had
everybody got mad at Fedora. Everybody got mad at Fedora because he wanted to go to Hawaii. Man, go to Wise. Enjoy that bowl game.
They
That's
sure
a
win.
jump,
I don't
we
blame.
all, everybody was ready to go to a bowl game. Nobody can go to
I wish I could have caught that flight.
What?
Yeah, you could have got back in the band for that game.
Band went out there.
I think so.
They ain't take
Oh,
everybody.
that's
I
a
know
trip.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Yeah, they took a pep
No.
day in the
I
summer.
get that
Right.
letter or
Yeah.
that email
Yeah,
around
yeah,
bowl season.
Yeah, to fight for that spot.
Really?
I get that letter or email around bowl season every season. Hey, you know the band is going. I know it's a Christmas holiday, but we need some members to come down and play.
No way. Really,
Yeah, that's
right?
all the time.
Man, I can play a trombone.
They ask alumni to do stuff like that all the time.
JP funny. JP like, I ain't got no email.
You got no email. Eric, you don't get the fan emails?
Man, I ain't checked my Southern Miss email in a decade, man.
Oh, I think they I did have that Southern Miss. I had it forwarded at one point, but I don't get no more of that stuff no more.
No, they send it to your whatever email.
Because
you have.
you a alumni, Rod. You pay dues. That's why they get
Hold on.
That's why I inform you of things. Everybody else is completely different. Everybody say, I don't get no emails. There's a reason why we don't get the email.
I get my alumni paper every month. They give me a joke. I'm going to join one of you.
Nah,
and you sit it on the table and look at it.
And then slide it in the garbage.
Yeah, really.
Will is a little more responsible. He put his in the recycle bin.
Oh, yeah. You care about the planet.
All the time.
Just not by you or something.
I'll be down there to support.
There you go.
Pay y'all alumni dues, man. You know, don't get on there. You know, you can't buy. I know we went totally left, but you can't buy a parking spot at the games unless you're a season ticket holder.
Yep.
Like you have to buy a season ticket, then you have to pay for the parking spot.
Yep. Or what you do when you go to the game, you get cool with the parking lot attendant. Like, hey man, if they don't show up at a certain time, let me. Like, all right, you slide on in the spot.
I just had a Mississippi ref who did recruiting for the NFL, refs for the NFL. He get when he was living, he got season tickets for all the college games in the state. And so if he wasn't coming to Southern Miss, he always gave me his parking spot in his ticket. So that was cool.
Yeah, that parking crazy.
Well, with NIL, hopefully Southern Miss can figure out a way, at least through the transport portal, to get better while we're getting ready to move to the Sun Belt after we dominate the CUSA baseball tournament and Coastas Regional. So hopefully through transfer portal, maybe an NIL deal or two, we can get back to the top, run the Sun Belt for a little bit, and possibly move to the ACC. We can't go to ACC.
we finna run a ship, baby. We finna run a ship.
Oh yeah, we back. Nasty bunch.
That's our year.
Nasty bunch.
Hey.
Let's do it.
So, final thoughts on the NIL. Anybody want to go? Final thoughts on the NIL.
I need one.
I mean, we all.
Thank y'all for this podcast because I had no idea what NIL stood for, and y'all educated me today.
Reach one, teach one, brother.
Reach one, teach one.
Good deal. Go ahead, JP.
I was just gonna say, just finishing up with great thought, great ideas, but it wasn't thought out right. Like I said, they did. Somebody said it earlier. The government, NCAA and everybody, like, yeah, y'all want to hear it is now, y'all figure it out. But which was creating a lot more potholes and it's hurting the kids in the long run. And I guess by me being an educator, that's what I look at more important than anything, how we helping these kids academically through the long run. And with the NILs, it's taken away from being student athletes. Congress, NCAA, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to do it because we being so politically correct. But we can make the NIL good, and we can make the transfer portal good if they just sit down and do what's right. Stand on what they need to stand on, which is allowing these student athletes to be students first, and then athletes second. But everybody want to look at the green dollar, but the green dollar also pays a lot of bills too that other sports don't pay. So and everybody want to talk about coaches, college coaches getting paid millions and millions of dollars. Shoot, man, I'm a high school coach, and I ain't get home today to 7:30. So, and I don't have to recruit. I don't have to watch kids. I don't have to do all that stuff. So, quite naturally, the old guys' supplement are justified. I tell anybody walk one day in a coach's shoes, and you'll say, "Oh my," So, but that's my event. The NIL stuff is hurting the kids. It's hurting the transfer portal because they didn't do it the right way. And my thing is, kids are being hurt. Kids are being affected. Our future in society is being affected because grown people don't want to stand up and do what's right.
Yep. Exactly. JP drops that knowledge. Pay JP, as you say in his name, pay that fella, get him an NIL deal.
So when he get to USM, he gonna say we ain't doing no NIL deal. Yep. We're playing on the merit and your talent is gonna get you there.
You gonna come here because you got heart.
No, because we're gonna pay him.
look, we gotta compete.
He know the deal. It'll be the end of USM football.
We talking about Bentley, man.
We'll get you a Honda.
You push a little cord, it ain't gonna be new or nothing.
Take you on down there and get you.
Broadway's dealership. They hook you up with a nice little NIL deal. You got your whole Hyundai.
Hey, look, we got your flip bring the flag back.
JP gonna be at the coaches meeting and say, "Okay, everybody, before y'all even ask, I drive a Tahoe. I have a 4-bedroom house. Ain't nobody getting nothing bigger than my Tahoe. Bigger than mine. So,
that's y'all limit. That's don't go no higher.
Get on
y'all need to make 10,000. Y'all need to make 10,000 less. Yeah, have a good day.
And you can't have no bigger rims than my Tahoe.
Everybody getting factory.
Mine stop.
Everybody getting factory. Ain't getting no rims. Ain't no tent going. Ain't nobody getting no system.
Exactly. You bet not let one bass drop hit my Tahoe. Not a damn. I don't want to hear it.
Everybody gonna be bear crawling the field.
And I'm taking the beat out your car too. Put it in mine.
Yep. Transfer portal is for me.
Be a coach.
Coach tripping.
You want to be around here with us, beating down the block, riding around with big old rims. You go to the transfer portal. You take it to somebody else's school.
They said Prime. They said Coach Prime let me do whatever I want. Let me shine. I'm about to go shine.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well, like always, man, we appreciate everybody for taking the time out, hang with us in Apartment 4A. Appreciate all the guests and the comments. Next week, big deal. Next week, our show will be live in person. All 6 of us will be together in the same place. So next week's show, instead of being on Wednesday, I think we said Friday. Did we say Friday?
Yeah, Friday night.
Friday. Yeah.
Time to be determined based on JP.
Yeah, time based on whatever time everybody get there. So y'all look out for that. We'll start posting some flyers and stuff for that. So next week, Friday, Apartment 4A live in person. We might have a little gear to kind of show off a little bit. So we'll see. Like always, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here.
Show me the money.
Peace.